I wanted to make this video talking about maybe my ideas for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 3. Now, I am not the biggest LEGO fan, but I am a Marvel fan and a DC fan, so I would make this video if it was anything. So I wanted to just talk about some ideas I had and also talk about the previous games a little bit as well. Well, the first game basically had Loki in it, and he was working with Galactus. The second one dealt with Kang. Personally, there's a lot of speculation with the third game dealing with the Skrulls or Thanos and stuff like that, and where how it ties in similar to like with the MCU and how it handled things. I personally would love to see some more different villains and different stuff. So for me, playing these games, I love the first one with it had more of the old classic Marvel feel. Yes, it did pull from the MCU a little bit with Thor and Loki, and Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, on the other hand, took a little bit of a lot of things. I thought if the first game deals with like the space side of things and basically Galactus, and you have all these Earth villains and stuff like that. And the second game deals with Kang and the basically time and the multiverse. And I thought, well, if the MCU is basically they did the Thanos stuff, and then they did what's called stuff, and then with these games, you had Loki instead of Thanos, you had Galactus, and in the second game you had Kang. I thought, well, what could we do for the third game? Because the obvious choice is basically the Skrulls. And I thought it didn't really work for me. Because, honestly, I liked the Skrulls as a storyline, and there's a major problem. There's nothing really above them. like, there's no tried and true villain that could work that's entertaining enough in a certain extent. And with the first game having Loki be the almost catalyst for things, and you had all these other comic villains teaming together, I thought, with Kang, he just threw everybody into Chronopolis and all these villains and stuff. Some of them worked with him and some of them didn't. And I thought, I don't want to repeat the multiverse, like that time-based stuff, but you also think, well, multiverse-wise, it could be pretty cool to do something like that, because if it was me, I would enjoy it. But the other thing is, with all these villains, you kind of don't want to repeat other storylines, and with what they did with Kang, you kind of feel like, So I kind of want to go back to like the original Lego Marvel feel, and with how interesting Lego Marvel 2 was, there's some stuff I want to keep, and then there's some stuff I don't. And I did like Lego Marvel Superheroes or Avengers 2 as well, and I liked some elements of that, but I kind of thought, what would be the perfect storylines that could really work here? And of course, I kept thinking, well, what would be a villain that could work? And I thought, if the first game dealt with like the cosmic side of things, and the second game dealt with time and multiverse stuff, how could you do a third game and have an antagonist that is basically, and I thought to use Ultron, but with, they marketed Lego Marvel Superhero or Lego Marvel Avengers with Ultron. I thought, well, but with this, I thought, well, actually, you could basically pull from the Lego Marvel superheroes, like, not Lego. I'm stuttering, sorry. The movies, the animated movie. And I thought, well, you could basically pull from, like, the comics and have an Age of Ultron style movie. But it just wasn't clicking with me. And then I went through and I was looking at what people are saying, and they were saying, well, Secret Invasion, and I thought, yeah, but that's still cosmic. And then I thought, well, why not pull from the Mystic realm and like basically have more magical based enemies? And then I just didn't like that because it just didn't feel right for me. And I thought about infusing like a Days of Future Past storyline with like Apocalypse, but it just, nothing was really clicking. And I thought, what could work? And if you're pulling like from the comics and from the animated shows, I thought maybe we could use Graviton, but it just didn't work. Because Graviton's, it's just gravity. It's just this. And I thought, you know what? Screw it. Here's the perfect idea. And I went through everything I possibly could. And I thought, and I was rewatching What If, and I thought, and it struck me. And I got the perfect idea mixing everything that in the book. Secret Wars, Days of Future Past, and everything else. Basically, I'm also pulling from LEGO Dimensions, where the main villain of that game was like a multi-dimensional threat. I thought that basically having Ultron be the main villain, we could have a Logan scenario or a Days of Future Past scenario for like the X-Men, where basically Ultron recruits the most powerful villains among the world. The difference between this and Loki is that this time he recruits like all powerful villains, not some little things that'll basically like MODOK or stuff like that easily will get crushed. He recruits Apocalypse to destroy the X-Men. He basically recruits like more powerful villains for each superhero that'll take them on. And I thought that could work. And mechanically, for the open world and all those elements, yes, you will be getting the same map, New York map you got in the previous game, but there'll be some added additions. So, off in the distance, you'll see basically the Inhuman City. We'll be bringing that back. You will see the X-Men's treehouse, which will be somewhere in the city. Oscorp will be an obvious thing, the Avengers Tower and Mansion, and Professor X's school, and also a few other added additions that'll expand on the open world map, because why not? But the added bonus is for the Avengers side of things, because we will take a little bit from Marvel's Avengers. Yes, New York will be your main hub, but also you can go to separate main hubs that are just as big and sprawling for the multiverse side of things. So if you access the helicarrier or another 3 different areas, like main bases that you can access, so like the Avengers Mansion or Professor X's school, because yes, you'll be able to go inside of it after you beat a level with them, and a few other areas, of course. You will be able to switch your map. So this would be a PS5 exclusive game, it would be able to switch the map, and it would be another different, you could select different open worlds. So you would have your New York map, which is pretty much similar to what you've already gotten, so yeah. A 2099 map, a Krakoa map, and a few others. And yes, they would be based around the levels that you have in the game, but these would be basically full-on maps that you can explore and get tons of collectibles and multiple characters. Yes, Asgard will be a quick swap that you can do in the New York map, because you don't have to access it through this thing. You can go to a certain spot and go to this map all on your own and explore it. Because I always thought it was weird that you can't just quick transport to the Asgard map. It made no sense, and it always bugged me. you also have a quick swap that you can also access the Sword Space Station, because I thought this would be a cool added addition, similar to the Watchtower. You can teleport to the space side of things, because yes, there will be more maps, and basically go to different worlds. So like the head of the Celestial from Guardians of the Galaxy, and a few others, there'll be some other worlds and places you can go to. It makes the most sense, and it expands on the map size a whole lot, and it does what LEGO Batman 3 couldn't do. These would be actual worlds and places you can explore, and they wouldn't just be 3D little balls that you can walk on and the camera would be weird. I always thought that was dumb, and I didn't like it at all. And yes, there will be tons of bonus levels, and sadly, because of the passing of Stan Lee, I don't think it would be wise to include him. Which kind of sucks, and it bothers me that we couldn't have him in the game, but I think a added mission would be building a giant Stan Lee tower nearby the Statue of Liberty. It would be a cool mission, and I thought it would give you a special trophy, and it would basically be about Stan. Another mission would include some other stuff that would be pretty cool and all that. I think massively that this game needs to be a massive overhaul and a massive change to the Marvel landscape. In a certain extent, you kind of got something similar mechanically with the Lego Star Wars game, I do believe, and I thought pulling a little bit from that with this game, you have a lot of these different maps and different areas. Yes, New York will be the same map you always get, and it's the open world that you're used to, of course, but you don't have to really worry too much because you will have other areas, big maps and stuff that you can explore. What always bothered me with Lego Marvel 2 was that these were little portions, little bits that you could explore, but really they weren't like full-on maps. And I thought, mixing the Lego Marvel's Avengers and Star Wars, let's make them so. And also, let's add more. Make this more of a Lego Marvel Comics game, where you actually have heroes and villains look like the comics and take the MCU stuff out of it. I don't have a problem with it, I just don't think it works. And yes, we are bringing back the original cast from the first game, because I don't know what they were thinking for 2. I really don't. There's a few from Lego Marvel 2 we might keep, but yeah. A lot of features will return from Lego Marvel 2, but I honestly think keeping it simple and keeping it fresh, we're going to have it be a little different. These are pretty much some rough ideas and how I think they would do it and what I would personally like to see for a Lego Marvel 3 game. I will be doing videos like these in the future, so if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe, comment your thoughts on the video, because I really want to know what you guys think and about some of the ideas, and let me know some of your own ideas. I read the comments, so let me know. But peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.